guys, welcome to the Media Frenzy podcast, where we talk about media while we get to know each other. I'm Chloe,
I'm Gracie.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Hallie.
and today, oh my God, we're continuing movie month. Last week or 2 weeks ago, or some, I don't know if it's on our YouTube channel yet, but we talked about our favorite and least favorite book to movie adaptations. So we talked about how we hate The Giver. But this week, we
Specific
are
giver hate over here.
yeah, very, very much. But today we are talking about cult classic movies.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
do you guys have a favorite cult classic? Do you know what a cult classic is? Because I barely knew before I started researching.
How about you tell us first? So, I don't look
So
like
we
an
can make
idiot
sure
if
that
I
we're
name
about further
something,
on.
right?
Okay, okay.
I don't want to name something and be like a cult classic, right? You're like, that
Yeah.
is actually a very mainstream movie.
SMH. Wow. But, but the Wikipedia definition is a cult classic movie is a film that has a cult following. So that's not very specific. But on the page, there was this guy named Alex Cox. He wrote an article about cult classics, and he said a cult film is one that has a passionate following but does not appeal to everybody. And some notable examples are like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the original Star Wars movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Room, Napoleon Dynamite, and The Princess Bride. That's what I like.
Oh, okay.
So do you guys have any favorites?
I mean, I like Star
I mean,
Wars.
I don't. The one that I can think of is Rocky Horror Picture Show. Um, because my understanding of a cult classic is just something that wasn't immediately maybe critically recognized or anything, but in the past, I mean, in people reviewing it, it just has a huge following behind it.
Yeah.
I feel like Rocky
Hocus
Horror Picture Show is
Pocus.
very that.
I feel like that
Oh
counts.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
would say
love
that
that movie.
counts.
It's so
Because there's
fun.
not like, there's not like
It
a
wasn't
set
liked
definition.
at the time,
Yeah.
really, by anyone, but like now
They
there's
have
like
Hocus Pocus 2.
dedicated fan base. It's got a
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah.
Um, like a lot of the actresses now, like when people think of like their work, like Bette Midler, they're like, oh yeah, I loved her in Hocus Pocus, even though she's been in
Oh
like lots of
yeah.
stuff. Um, but yeah, that one's really fun, kind of quirky, and very,
Kind of zany.
very, very 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I personally have never seen Hocus Pocus.
Really, I feel like
There's a
you'd
lot
like.
of movies I haven't seen. I hadn't watched Matilda until literally 2 days ago.
I haven't seen
Like,
Matilda either, actually.
Me
okay.
either.
Well,
I've
have you,
I
Gracie?
I think I've seen Matilda as a child, but I'm pretty sure it scared me.
That's
Mm.
so real because they have like that Iron Maiden thing.
Right.
Like,
I don't remember it, but I remember being scared of it.
that's me with Coraline. Because
Yes.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
terrified of Coraline as a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coraline
Coraline could
might be a
also be a cult
classic
classic.
too.
Yeah.
I think it is. I
It's
think that counts.
it
Yeah.
probably is because it's
It's like,
so scary.
yeah.
Like to this day, if I'm in my house alone and it's like maybe not even nighttime, I'm just gonna expose myself as like a scaredy cat. But
No, that's real.
I
Yeah.
honestly, it's so valid because I'm not really an easily scared person necessarily, but it's just the creepy thought of I guess it's a combination of childhood, like it was initially very scary, but it's still just so creepy. Like the opening, the music, those ghost children talking about them being
Getting your
snatched
eyes
away from their
stabbed
mother.
with needles.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
like it's
No,
Talk
just
because
so
I'm terrified of
extensively about
that.
like stealing your eyes.
Caitlin, have you never
You see this movie?
I'm sorry.
I've seen like tiny, maybe like the trailer type clips of it, but I've never actually watched it because I saw like just the mom, like where she had eye like the like buttons for
Mhm.
eyes. And she's like, I could tell she's in some like weird alternate universe, and I was just like,
No.
what is this?
Mhm.
Yeah, that same for like The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I
Oh.
never have seen that.
You've
Never
never
like
seen it?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that one up because I feel like it counts as a cult classic.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
it's like I know a
You have
lot
a
of
lot of
people.
like Tim Burton stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of Tim Burton stuff. Like I know a lot of people that like had never seen the movie actually. They're like, I know, like I have a general idea about what it's about. And so I've showed it to some of my friends that had never seen it, and they're like, that is not at all the plot that I thought that this was gonna be. But it's got
What
like
did
a
they think it would
huge,
be?
like it's like a big thing now, like seasonal,
Yeah.
Yeah,
even though a lot of people
Mhm.
haven't seen it.
a
Oh
hot
yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
Hot topic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big thing because, like, I mean, I know a lot of adults who are like, it's Halloween and still a Christmas movie at the same time.
Mhm.
So they just kind of like from October to the end of the December, they're just kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas, decorations, everything.
Millennials.
True.
You know,
Disgusting. We're Gen Z, so it's okay.
this podcast does not condone nor support millennials.
Millennial.
So sorry to our professor.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Rest in peace.
Sorry,
Wait, he's not
Professor
dead.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Rest in peace. R.I.P. Jeff Harden.
Jeff Harden.
Yeah, Harden. What about, have y'all ever
Jeff
seen The Labyrinth? I think
Oh,
I
it's
I've
like
never seen
haven't.
that, but I feel
No,
like that
I
one
haven't.
definitely is a cult
That
classic.
is a cult classic.
it definitely is. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. At least for me personally, I've seen a lot of like 80s and 90s movies and I love it. But like I know a lot of like older like well, people from that generation, like Generation X and probably millennials a little bit too, have seen it and are more familiar with it than like our generation. But that's like one of my probably cult classic movies that I like. But
I was just
Yeah.
thinking, like, it seems like a lot of cult classics get turned, or maybe it's just the two that I'm thinking of, like, have been turned into Broadway musicals. I was thinking, like, Beetlejuice and Heathers. I
Oh
feel like
Oh,
could
yeah.
both be considered cult
Oh
And
God,
classics.
I loved the Heathers when I was younger. So
I
Yeah.
haven't
weird.
actually
Especially,
seen Heathers either.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to.
weird.
It's
It is weird.
it's weird. A lot of cult classics are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
very
like
quirky, very
yeah,
not like other girls.
Not
yeah,
to
they're not
like,
like other girls.
not to like ask a question because that's not my role this time. But I was gonna say, are there any like modern movies that you guys would say like that's gonna be considered a cult classic in the future?
I was actually going to talk about that
Oh, okay.
like
Oh,
later.
I
Yeah.
won't
wow,
forget I
Hallie,
said it.
stop taking over the role of
Wow,
host.
It was
Hallie,
stupid. It was a
that's
stupid
amazing.
question.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Or it
But
won't be.
yeah,
edit it
said,
out.
though.
but yeah, we can talk about that.
We're gonna have to edit that out, just
Okay.
like you try.
No, we can talk
What
about
a
that
hot
now.
mess this
No, I'm
is.
kidding.
I'm
Yeah,
Chloe's like, it's okay, we
um,
can talk about it. It's fine.
It's fine.
it's fine.
Cool.
Fine, you just
We
fine.
can talk about it.
So like I've noticed that nowadays, like every other movie is considered like a future cult classic. Like a lot of movies that came out this past year, like Pearl, Everything Everywhere All at
Oh,
Once,
yeah.
Glass
Oh
Onion.
yeah.
So like
Singing
what
Nope
you
I
got?
by Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
oh
no.
yeah.
Like
I wouldn't say that. I would probably say Pearl and like the other one that was before X. Those will probably be cult classics because I just like yeah, I see that. I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once is it's gotten too much success to be a cult classic, but
but
then
at the same
again,
time it's like not for because like my mom watched it because I made her watch it and
yeah.
it was like, I don't get this. This is so weird. Like, why do you like
Oh,
this?
okay.
So it's like it's a very weird movie.
Mhm.
Is that
Yeah.
the one that Jamie Lee Curtis got an Oscar for?
Yes. And
Yes.
I don't
Okay,
think she
yeah.
should have gotten an Oscar for that role.
A lot of people, that's a
Mhm.
very
It should
controversial
have been
Oscar win.
either
Oh
Angela
yeah.
Bassett or Stephanie Sue. I don't know if that's how you say her last name, but she was also in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I agree.
And
I like
yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis a lot, but I don't know if that role was Oscar worthy for her.
It wasn't because she was barely in the movie. And anyway, I'm gonna end up talking about that for
She's
way too
cool,
long.
but that I don't know if she should have gotten an Oscar for that.
Not that one.
Not
I
Anyway,
wasn't it kind of a thing of like Angela Bassett's reaction? Because
yeah,
she
but
was like very
Uh,
openly displeased, and
like
everyone was
she
like,
didn't
you know what,
clap,
work.
but like she didn't like clap for her, but like a lot of people don't like clap when other people win their Oscars because they're like
No.
processing the fact that they didn't
they
win.
didn't get an Oscar.
Yes.
I
I
Like,
also
feel like it's
that was
fair.
like Jamie Lee Curtis's first time up for an Oscar, which was kind of
Oh
crazy
yeah,
because she's been in this industry like
a
forever.
long time.
that's
well,
how
her
like
parents were
yeah
in the industry before her too, right?
Yeah.
yeah. She like said in her speech, she was like, both my parents were nominated for Oscars, and I'm
She's a
getting
nepo
one.
baby. Ew.
Yeah, she is a nepo baby. SMH. What were we talking about before? Modern movies that are cult classics.
Yeah.
What about
Uh,
some like the rom-coms or something like that these days? Like what about
Mhm.
like did y'all ever see like the To All the Boys movies or anything?
Oh, I
I
never
Oh,
watched
no.
haven't.
those, but
You
everyone
didn't?
always says that they're great, like great
Yeah.
movie adaptations.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
didn't
read
know
the
if that
books
would be
either,
a
so I
cult
wouldn't know.
classic or
But
not.
I don't
I
really
Mm.
know a lot of
would personally consider the After movies a cult classic, but like for the so bad they're good factor, but they're not good.
no,
So
yeah, I
yeah.
get
Is it
what you
like
mean.
Twilight?
Because it's like
No,
in the
because
Twilight ranking,
Twilight is a
people
cult
are gonna go back
classic.
and watch them, even if
Yeah.
like they're not
Yeah.
objectively good.
Because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a favorite of the podcast, Twilight, I would say is
Twilight
also a cult
and
classic.
Secretly After.
And After.
Even
Mhm.
though I have no idea what it's about, I do live
For Twilight or After or both,
both.
real.
I
Gracie's
know
like
more
just
about
yes.
Twilight. Just yes,
Yeah.
I like want to
Yeah.
watch. I just want to watch them and criticize them, and I just want to root for the alcoholic dad.
I think
We
in
love Charlie.
After there's
And isn't
also
he
an
like,
alcoholic dad.
Of course there is.
oh,
Just always gotta be
work?
one.
No,
See,
he's a drug addict.
It's a staple
oh,
of fan fiction. Your
work.
dad either
Anyway,
has to be dead or addicted to something.
uh, spoilers
But
for
isn't,
After, but he does end up dying. So
oh,
I
rest in
knew it.
peace,
Oh my
I
Tessa's
did
goodness.
see.
dad.
That's what I'm saying. I
But
knew.
she
isn't the dad
finds
in
him
Twilight
like
though?
overdosed. Like it's
Oh,
like kind of traumatic.
that's a lot.
Anyway,
That's a lot for a
Oh,
Harry Styles fanfiction.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Um,
The fan fictions, they go hard sometimes. You're like, whoa, maybe calm down, guys.
Yeah.
isn't the dad in Twilight though a cop?
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the sheriff.
I think he's just like I don't know, he just drinks a beer or something like that, but he's not like an
That's what they all
alcoholic.
say, Caitlin. I can stop whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Trying to I'm not gonna lie, I'm really blanking on like movies that I have watched. I feel like Knives Out is a cult classic because
Yeah.
like I liked it
Yeah.
and it's not when I showed my parents it, my dad was like, "Okay, this is fun," but my mom just really didn't get it. She was like, "Okay, so why?" Like
Why?
no, she was like, "Why are they telling us like she didn't really get the subversiveness of it." So it was just kind of like, "Oh, but why are we just like trying to solve a murder even though she's the murderer?" It was kind of like that.
Hmm.
Well,
Like,
dang
what's
it,
the point?
spoilers for Knives Out, but she's not. So I don't know.
I was right. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's like the first thing.
Yeah. But like yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he
I
kills
like.
himself.
I
I
would say
forgot
that.
about that.
Yeah.
I would say the spoiler is really like she's not the murderer.
Yeah, spoiler alert, she's not the
Spoiler
murderer.
alert, it's not her.
Yeah.
Prank to you.
Yeah. You just walk the prank.
You just absolutely walked the prank.
Yeah. But like what do you guys think makes a cult classic? Like, I don't know.
Mm. Probably having it be like really just I don't know, this probably sounds really obvious, but just like really unique and like quotable and having like just I don't know, but like probably making it very tailored to like specific like uh like themes. So kind of like with Knives Out, it's like mystery, like not everybody likes like mysteries and like, stuff like that, like so a lot of people that, like that are probably gonna just, go for stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
like, or fan fiction, like not everybody like is just into fan fiction or like knows what it is, but then there's other people that are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I read the books and like oh my gosh, there's the movies out and like I don't know. That's what I think. But
I kind of agree. Like I would say that it is at least outwardly a more kind of like specialized genre. But then I would say what makes it a cult classic is, like you said, that quotability, and just either the goofiness of it, where like Twilight, that is just so goofy, and like there's no, it's just so like weird and cheesy, and it's so bad it's good. But I would say for like other ones that are like movies that are beloved, I would say that's probably is the heart of the writing of it, where there are universal themes and whatever. Because another one I thought of was Django Unchained. Have any of you guys watched that? Okay, there's one scene that I would say has a cult classicness to it, and it's just like it's so I would say like a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies honestly are cult classics because it's just Tarantino's not for everyone. He's very gory. He has a very specific style, but it the stylization is really good if you like that. But it's not for everyone, and ultimately like the writing is good. There's whatever kind of like story to it. So I would say like that's what makes it cult classic.
I feel like there's also going to be like this, like the ones that you list off as examples and like some of the ones that we've talked about, this like element of um weirdness while also like bordering on like edgy, like even like some a Disney film like Hocus Pocus, like there's a whole opening scene of them getting hanged and killing a child,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but then they do like cool 90s things, and it's Halloween, they're hanging out and having a good time, so it's
Yeah.
like funny, it's a little weird,
Like campy.
it's campy, but then
Yeah.
there's also
Yeah.
like they push it to like the edge of like what's like considered okay for like the rating
Yeah.
of like they talk about him being a
PG.
virgin a lot, and
Yeah.
like her boobs a lot, like
It's
his
the
talking about her
90s.
boobs.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Classic 90s 2000s Disney movies, they're just out there.
It's
And that
true.
part in High School Musical 2 where Chad and Ryan switch clothes. Interesting.
What do you mean? I don't
I
remember that.
I wasn't a High School
Yeah.
Musical girly, so I don't know.
What? The second one's the best one. It's a cult
Sorry.
classic in my opinion.
I
It
didn't
is.
like those movies very much. I liked Teen Beach Movie a lot, the first one. The second one,
Teen Beach
Yeah.
Movie,
Hero
very
died.
good.
Oh my
It
gosh.
doesn't make sense.
Wait, Hallie, I actually met Ross Lynch.
Did you?
What?
Yes, I
When?
did.
Yeah.
Wait, let me show you. Let me pull up a picture for
Oh
y'all
my
real quick.
god.
So funny.
What were
I
you doing?
what?
What
What
were
were
you
you doing to
doing?
me?
Jesus.
No, like what in what
I'm
way
just
did
making
you
fun.
meet? No, like
Um,
was it out and about or was it at like a concert or something?
so it was like 10 years ago now, which is crazy. He was 18, so like a little
Oh my
younger than
god.
us now. But he my one of my friends at the oh my gosh, here it is. One of my friends at the time, she had gone through a lot of health things,
Mhm.
and she did a Make-A-Wish thing.
Oh.
Like her
Oh.
parents put it together for her, and she wanted to meet R5, his band,
Yeah.
and they were coming here to Nashville. And she got to bring a friend, and she invited me. So here's a
Oh my
picture.
god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow.
Oh my
That's
god.
Oh my
crazy.
god, look at little Caitlin.
Right.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't even look like you anymore.
Right? Oh my gosh, no, the like cubed head.
Ah!
Anyway.
I've never heard it called a cubed.
Oh
Not a
girl, I
cubed
had a
head.
dice for a head. You could have rolled like sixes if you wanted to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I'm like, I forget that happened, but anyways.
That's
Oh my
crazy
gosh,
though.
Wow.
funny story. He was like we got to talk to them for a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, like we were talking about like Teen Beach Movie and Austin and Ally and all that sort of stuff, and asking him like favorite episodes and things like that." And he was like, "Yeah, they're actually coming out with a second Teen Beach Movie." I thought I was the most special person ever. Like nobody else knows.
Here's
The insider knowledge.
right?
Got the inside scoop.
And then I
True.
was like, it came out, and I was like, I knew before anybody else.
I knew.
I knew.
You're just like,
I had to
I'm
keep
not
the
gonna
secret the whole
brag.
time, but I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. I won't tell anybody. Mom! Anyways, didn't mean to derail, but I
That was
I
worth
know
it.
that's what this show is.
Yeah, that's what this
We're
show
getting
is.
to know each other, and one of the things we
Yes.
learned about you today.
Yeah.
Is that you
Speaking
met
of
Ross Lynch
yeah,
and that you were one of the first people to know of
yeah.
Teen Beach Movie 2.
Mhm. Speaking of things we learned, what did we learn today, guys?
I learned the definition of a cult classic, because I've really never been quite sure.
Um, I mean, I've learned of I don't really remember watching Hocus Pocus, so I've learned how much they pushed the envelope because like I know that I've watched it at some point, but the fact that like you guys bring up these things of they getting hanged, I remember that, and them killing children, but like the
They
weird
run over the
sexual
cat and then
aspect.
they reinflate him.
God.
It's crazy.
Okay,
The
so
girl's like crying.
No, and then
okay,
he like
so
kisses her on the forehead at the end when
Oh
he
yeah,
like
that's really when he does actually die. Spoilers.
The
ooh,
spoilers for Hocus Pocus.
The movie
Movie
that
that's
came
been out
out
for
in the
30
90s.
years.
we should have
so
like we should all like gather and gather. We should all like
Gather.
get together and like watch Hocus Pocus.
we'll
Have a cult
gather.
classic like watch party.
We'll
that'd be
gather.
Yes, we should. But
Watch
watch
yeah,
Twilight.
yes, and after,
Yeah.
Twilight.
just to know.
We all need
No,
to bring a movie that's like objectively bad, and we need to watch all of them.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I've learned that early like 90s and 2000s Disney movies, original Disney movies were just real wild. Real wild.
Wild and Out with Nick Cannon.
Yes.
Anyway. Have you learned anything?
Anything else?
Caitlin?
Any other lessons?
I don't know. I feel like everybody said pretty much the same thing, or like everything that I agree with. I mean,
Okay.
I kind of already knew like what a cult classic was, but I didn't know what you guys' favorites were. So I learned what you guys liked about cult classics.
Yeah. Very real.
Okay.
Very real. So, on that note, that has been today's episode of Media Frenzy. We hope you have enjoyed watching us on the pod. Next week, we'll talk about something else. See y'all.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.